of CashFX Malaysia is about to get started officially today in this very moment. But of course, we got started, we call it a pre-launch and then the official launch and all from Panama all the way throughout the world. But as far as Malaysia is concerned, this is the day. Okay, this is the day. So for all of y'all who are new today, it is the historic moment that all of us are going to witness today. So without further ado, let us welcome CashFX Director, Achiever, none other than Mr. John Kinnear, all the way from Canada. Please welcome him.
Thank you for that fantastic introduction. Can you hear me okay? I love to not use microphones, but I think the room size is probably going to force me to use one. If I don't, can you hear me in the back all right? No? Okay, then I'll use the microphone. Well, first of all, thank you for the warm welcome. It's greatly appreciated. I've been coming to Malaysia for, a number of years now. When I was just a kid, I got involved in my very first network marketing company, and you all have probably heard of it. It's a company called USANA Health Sciences. Has everyone heard of USANA Health Sciences? They've been in Malaysia for an awful long time, and I helped that company launch way back in the 90s. I helped them launch in the Taiwanese market, the Singapore market, the Malaysian market, and the Australian market. And in fact, that was my first foray into network marketing, my first success. I was part of the first group in the Millionaires Club in USANA, and ironically, I stopped building that business more than 20 years ago, and they still pay me 5 figures every single month. Imagine I retired from something for 20 years and they still pay me 5 figures every month. So I know that is what everyone is ultimately looking to accomplish when they get involved in any kind of part-time business in network marketing. You want to create an income for yourself that's not just going to pay you today and tomorrow, but you like the idea of creating something that could pay you for a lifetime. Now I know those circumstances are extremely rare. I understand that. We call them legacy companies for a reason. There's very few of them. I will tell you something though. We've met with the ownership of CashFX multiple times now in face-to-face meetings, and it is their intention to create a legacy company in the online market space. And I want to explain to you for a few minutes exactly how they intend to do that. So we focus a lot in transparency in CashFX. And so I want to share some behind-the-scenes things with you to help set the table for the presentation that we have for you. I will tell you right now, we're not going to be having to sit for very long. This is a fairly short presentation, but rather than break and then come back and have the time pass to all go grab coffee and then come back, we're just going to sit through this entire presentation in one go, and then you're free to mingle and visit with us and grab tea or coffee or whatever you want to do afterwards. Does that sound reasonable? Okay, all right, so we have an awful lot that we want to discuss with you, and before we dive into the specifics of the project, I want to talk a little bit about how we entered into this project. Now, I know Malaysia is a very forward-thinking market when it comes to Bitcoin. So probably everyone in the room has at least a little bit of familiarity with Bitcoin. Would that be fair? Does everyone understand Bitcoin a little bit? Okay, all right. So when we talk about BTC, Bitcoin being the future of money, that probably doesn't surprise any of you. We take a look at a bit of a timeline as far as commerce goes. We've been trading ever since, of course, we've been an organized species, whether we're trading livestock or whether we're trading paper money or whether we're trading on credit cards or now digital form of money. The bottom line is we're really talking about an evolution of the way we pay for things. And of course, we know I've seen some, actually, many of you are carrying some of the smartphone models that I want to upgrade to pretty soon. I suspect probably everyone in the country has at least one smartphone in Malaysia. And it really is the onset of the technology that's in our smartphones, and also the world becoming so much more interconnected with high-speed internet that's facilitating Bitcoin being as strong as it is. We talk a little bit about some of the advocates of Bitcoin. Of course, Bill Gates. Has everyone heard of Bill Gates? Of course you have. One of the reasons that Bill Gates is as big an advocate about Bitcoin as he is, if you haven't heard him talk about it, he feels that Bitcoin will do more than any technology to pull the world out of poverty. Because there's an alarmingly high percentage of people all around the world that are considered unbanked. That does not mean they're unbankable. That means that banking infrastructure hasn't gone to where they are. And so being able to transact microtransactions, business transactions, personal loans from smartphone to smartphone in some of the furthest destinations in the globe, BTC is going to play a very key role in financing developing countries. So that's very exciting, and that's obviously why Bill Gates is as excited about BTC as he is. So talk a little bit about Bitcoin right now. Okay?
Bitcoin has surged forward, with governments, financial companies, and
I'll turn the volume up.
partnering with Bitcoin-based companies. The global edition of digital money is gaining popularity and momentum as regulators continue to integrate Bitcoin platforms. More traditional finance and investment companies such as Goldman Sachs and Fidelity are also getting involved. If you are new to Bitcoin yourself, acquiring a basic understanding of the benefits of Bitcoin would be a wise thing to learn. Here are a few key benefits that have captured the imagination of the financial marketplace and the general public alike. Bitcoin first became available to own and trade in 2009, which was not long after the global housing crisis hit during the fourth quarter of 2008. As a digital asset, Bitcoins are created through a process called mining. Their design allows for only a fixed number of Bitcoin to ever be created, so they will never devalue in the same way that paper money or fiat currency devalues from overprinting. This limited supply has created a meteoric rise in BTC value over the past decade, with 2009 prices for 1 BTC at 1 US cent, and peaking at a high so far of just under $20,000 US. This projected supply and demand gives Bitcoin a high store value. Many believe it has surpassed gold as a store value asset. The future seems limitless, with a flood of tech companies allowing more convenient ways to access and utilize Bitcoin. Highly respected economists and financial experts believe that Bitcoin prices will continue to rise, ultimately eclipsing $100,000 US and more for just one Bitcoin. The Forex market is also connected to Bitcoin, as highly respected Forex brokers around the world now allow Forex traders to fund their Forex accounts with Bitcoin.
So what did you think of that Forbes prediction, $100,000 Bitcoin? You wouldn't have to own very many of them to set yourself up for a healthy retirement. So we talk a little bit about success. In fact, one of my favorite books when I was young, when I was just starting to study entrepreneurship, was a book written by a person named Tom Peters. And he wrote a book called In Search of Excellence. And basically what he said is if you want to accomplish something, one of the quickest and easiest routes to accomplishing it is to find someone who has what you want and do what they did. Now obviously that's an oversimplification, but if you're lacking direction, but you have all the determination of the world, finding someone who's already accomplished what you want to accomplish and simply copying them is a fantastic first step. So we talk about success leaving clues. Take a look at some of these gentlemen that are giving us a huge endorsement regarding BTC. Now we're going to transition from BTC talk into something that is maybe, well, it's significantly different than BTC, but why are we talking about BTC when specifically we're talking about a Forex platform? Well, what's recently started happening, and you saw it on the tail end of that video, is more and more Forex brokers around the world, including some top-tier brokers like Pepperstone, are starting to accept BTC as a way for you to fund a Forex account. Now, Forex, for many of you, especially in Malaysia, it can be a four-letter word. There's a lot of misunderstanding and a lot of uncertainty around Forex. Well, there's very good reasons why CFX is a Forex-based program. Let me ask you this. Has anyone in the room got involved in a cryptocurrency-based project or a mining-based project or an arbitrage-based project only to see that project go away? Has anyone had that experience? Now, there's reasons for that. And sometimes some of the best laid plans can go awry. You can have wonderful ownership groups, fantastic management teams,
and the very best of intentions, but challenges in the marketplace themselves can often cause difficulty in these young companies expanding long enough for you to actually make some significant earnings. And that's probably the case for many of you. You purchased some Bitcoin and you got involved in a platform, and the platform was trading cryptocurrencies, or was doing some mining, or was doing some arbitrage, and next thing you knew, you could no longer log into your back office. Now, one of the reasons for that is actually market cap. So when you have a platform that is crypto-based and it becomes incredibly popular and it's growing by tens of thousands of members, you actually start having legitimate logistical problems in that platform's ability to continue to trade on your behalf and on everyone else's behalf. In other words, it actually grew too fast for its own good. Does that make some sense? And one of the reasons that market cap is a real issue is because the cryptocurrency market cap, even though it's in the billions of dollars, on the financial market scale is actually very, very small. And so these platforms can't support 20, 30, 50, 100,000 members. They can't do what they need to do for all of you to benefit. This is the answer to why Forex. When we're talking about Forex, everybody understands we're talking about fiat money, right? We're talking about paper money. So trading the Canadian dollar versus the US dollar, trading the Swiss franc versus the Aussie dollar. The market is so large, in the trillions of dollars every single day, that every single one of us in Malaysia and in the Philippines and in Indonesia and in Singapore and in many, many other countries could all get involved, and the market cap could easily support all of us reaching our financial goals. So that's the reason for Forex. It's very important. So the only things that a company needs to worry about then is, are they structuring themselves properly as a commercial trader to make sure that their processing speed for their transactions is happening fast enough that all of us can continue to be supported. Does that make sense? So we're going to talk a little bit about... I'm sorry? Anyone have a problem hearing me? Okay, so Quora.com, has anyone spent any time on this website? If you ever ask any questions, sometimes I'll ask a question online, how do I handle this, or what do I do about that situation? And this is one of the first sites that pops up. This is quite a popular site for answering questions. And I asked a question of this site not long ago, and the question that I asked was this: is Forex trading legal in Malaysia? This is a very important question because we're in Malaysia. So this is something that I want to address right now, because first of all, we talk about Forex trading. Why Forex? Because CFX and the Forex marketplace, because of $5 trillion a day, can handle massive amounts of growth. So there's room for all of us, but not only that, there's room for all of us for many, many years. So let's talk about legals. Okay, is Forex trading legal in Malaysia? How many of you think Forex trading is not legal in Malaysia? How many of you think it's illegal? Anybody? I've talked to several people that thought you can't trade Forex in Malaysia. Okay? Actually, things are changing. And in fact, Malaysia is quite forward-thinking when it comes to Malaysia now. This is updated information as of 2019. So this is a very recent update. Now, we're going to read this together because it's quite long, but it's very important, okay? So, Malaysia is an emerging economy that's attracting a lot of investors, many of whom are Forex trading investors. However, it's not been easy for Forex traders. If any of you are Forex traders, you already know that. Accessing legitimate, solid brokerages from Malaysia has been very difficult, given the tough restrictions that have been placed over recent years by the central bank. But due to growing interest by Malaysian traders in Forex, or Malaysians in Forex trading, there have been laws, regulations, regulatory bodies, and commissions that have been set in place to ensure that participants in the Forex exchange trading are regulated. Therefore, retail Forex traders operating in Malaysia are operating fully legally as long as they're using a service of brokers that's registered and licensed here. Okay? So the answer is yes, Forex trading is legal in Malaysia. It's very important for you to understand. Now, that begs the answer to another question though, because we're talking about regulated brokers. there's a reason why the government makes these steps. They're doing that to protect us. They're doing that to protect, obviously, their tax base as well. But the same situation in Canada as well. It's very tightly restricted, and you need to make sure that you select brokers that are registered and regulated brokers. Very simple. Now, that of course begs the question, is CashFX, first of all, CashFX is not a broker. We use brokers, but we're not a broker ourselves. So, can you build a CashFX group in Malaysia? Is it registered in Malaysia? Now, the short answer to that question is no, it's not. So if any of you were unsure, the answer is CFX is not regulated, not registered in Malaysia. Are they going to be? I've got good news for you. Right now, the company is spending an awful lot of resources registering in the United States. Now, the reason that they've decided to register first in the United States is because that's what it is in many countries around the world. The US SEC is probably one of the most difficult government bodies to register with. And so they thought it would be wise to pick that marketplace first. Once that legal work is done, then we will begin the process of registering in other markets, including this market. So for those of you who absolutely need to make sure you're part of a registered project, you have two options. You can either get involved now, many of you already are involved, congratulations to all of you, and you can see how the process works from the inside while all of those legals are taking place, or if you're more comfortable, you can absolutely wait until all of that stuff is done. And your leaders here will let you know when all of that work is done. But I thought it was important, first of all, to clear the air so you understand that absolutely you can trade Forex legally in Malaysia. There's a process to do that, and that process is one that CFX is committed to following in the Malaysian marketplace. All right, so let's talk about why CFX. Specifically, we're using a combination. How many of you heard of Goldman Sachs? How many of you heard of Goldman Sachs as an investment company? How many of you have heard of JP Morgan? All right, two very popular names. The way that these platforms have been trading for a number of years now is a combination of live traders and EAs. Has anyone ever heard that term before? EA? Do you know what an EA is? EA is an abbreviation for expert advisor. What does that mean? All it is software. It's a fancy name for software that's programmed only for Forex. Okay? So we have a combination of EAs at JP Morgan. AI, has anyone heard that term before? Okay, AI is what's eventually going to kill all of us, right? I'm just joking. AI is what's going to take over the world, right? So AI started introducing itself into the trading world 5 or 6 years ago, and it's been an incredible success story. Some of the results that AI has been doing in the trading space has been nothing short of amazing, and some of you maybe even have some AI trading experience. Even things like commodities, which have typically been very difficult to trade with robots or with artificial intelligence, AI is now getting involved in that as well. So EAs, AIs, and live professional traders. And that's the way that these large companies have been incredibly successful over the past several years. Well, CFX is following exactly the same template. Why? Because it's working. So their EA, remember, we've had access to CashFX Group now for only about 6 or 7 months. Their EA was running months before any of us had access to it. How come? Because it was very important that it was tested thoroughly before it was open to members. So what you'll learn a little bit later on, when the third-party validation becomes available to you, you'll be able to actually go back and look at data from months and months and months ago. And that'll be very important for many of you who have a background in Forex, or many of you that really want to see all of the data as you get involved. So that's one of the reasons why, particularly why Justin and Luigi and I decided to move forward with CFX. We understood the size of the market, $5 trillion per day market. All of us were very enthusiastic about sharing this, and we wanted to make sure that we could share this for years and years and never bump into a ceiling where we were forced then to stop doing this and start doing something else. Now, when it comes to automation, I will tell you, are there some Forex traders in the room? Anyone? Okay, there's a handful of Forex traders. I'll tell you that Forex traders are a very different group of individuals. This is a group of individuals that has no problem staring into their computer screen for hours and hours on end. I can tell you, I do not have the attention span to be a Forex trader. It would drive me absolutely crazy. But I love the idea of profiting in the Forex market. So why CFX? One of our cornerstone product right now is based on a trade contract that's fully automated. So I don't have to be a trader. I don't even have to understand Forex trading to participate. And that's very important because the Forex market is big enough to pay all of us, but not all of us want to learn how to master Forex trading. Okay? All right, so I'm going to introduce you to our next speaker. And what he's going to do is he's going to take a little bit of time and walk you through the rest of the CFX presentation. Now that you understand a little bit behind the scenes, how these guys are moving forward with trade automation, why they're taking the path that they are, and understanding the legals, how they relate to Malaysia, and how all of you will be able to move forward and profit with CFX long term. So Justin is going to come up right now, and I'm going to play a short video for you to introduce him. This is a video that was from our very first international event, and this was in Panama City, which also is where the CFX offices are located. And we're going to talk with you in just a few minutes. We're going to share where their next location is going to be. And for any of you that would like to come and tour those corporate offices, you will absolutely be welcome to do so. So let's have a look at this quick video, and then we'll blast through the rest of our presentation.
Get the energy up a little bit in here, eh? Yes, that video is true, and our company gives away supercars. And I know our company gives away supercars because Luigi and I drive a Porsche. And that actually became a reality 3 weeks ago when the company actually transferred the $100,000 into the account. Luigi went into the dealership and signed the contract for a brand new 2020 Porsche 911. Hey, buddy?
Oh, yeah, listen, what a feeling, because when we went to that event in Panama, we first of all had no idea that we were presidents at that point, and even if we thought we were, we did not expect to win a car. And not only did we win a car in Panama, we're talking about 2 months ago, that we saw people get up, go on stage, they won Rolex watches, people that won Tricks for Two, people that won iPads, and all of that was paid immediately. I mean, if we're looking for a company that actually pays what they owe you immediately, CashFX has done that every single day since we've been there. And anybody that's in this company right now can say yes, right? Everything is paid like clockwork. So yes, but continue, please.
And I think it's important to add is all of this has been accomplished in 2 months. 2 months. The company hasn't been around for 2 years. We launched 2 months ago. So with that being said, we're going to get into some things here. I want to again welcome everybody. It's a good-looking crowd, huh, buddy?
Absolutely.
Give yourself one more round of applause for coming out today. And just real fast, I just want to see by a show of hands, if you had your choice, if you wanted the Porsche, raise your hand if you'd like the Porsche.
We'd love to win a Porsche here.
All right, how about a Ferrari? We got any Ferrari drivers?
Okay, we have a couple of Ferraris. How about a Lamborghini?
Lamborghini, keep your hands up. Lamborghini. I can tell you what, it's our goal when we go to Punta Cana to walk off stage with the Ferrari. Now, if that's going to happen, we need about 15 of you out there to be driving Porsches, so we've got work to do. It's a pleasure to be here. We've been to Malaysia now a few times, 3 times, and
it's beautiful people. I love Malaysia. I want to hand it to all of you. The hospitality yesterday,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Doctor, and everybody, you guys are amazing. And I mean, that's just in your essence, okay, as a people, that Malaysia is just a beautiful, beautiful country. And unfortunately, they're so good that a lot of people take advantage of you. And that's why tonight it's important what we have to offer to everybody is something that finally is real, something that finally is going to be there for many years to come, Justin.
So, John, great job, John. Covered a lot of interesting and very important topics. And one of the things John talked about is transparency. And so I'm going to tell you a little bit about how this got started about 7 months ago. A good friend of mine and mentor, his name is Ron Pope. He's been in network marketing since 1997. He has an amazing reputation, background, credibility. He's a multi-millionaire. He owns several companies, traditional businesses. He's built organizations in 60 different countries in network marketing. And we met back about 7 years ago in my first network marketing company. I've been job-free for 6 of those 7 years. After about a year of working with Ron, he was able to teach me the things that I needed to know to fire my boss. How many in here would actually love to be able to walk in and fire their boss? Raise your hand. How many people would love to do something like this full time? Whether it's travel the world or do whatever it is with your time. So Ron and I built a really strong relationship. And Ron, funny thing was, after we left that company, can you guys hear me okay on this? Everybody's good? Ron got out of network marketing and he started a company called the Conversion Pros. And the Conversion Pros, he's this founder and president, co-founder and president. And the Conversion Pros create software, they create infrastructure, they create compensation plans, they create marketing funnels for like 25 of the top 50 network marketing companies in the world. They're in over 70 countries, and they pay out hundreds of thousands of dollars in commissions every single Friday. And so Ron left the network marketing space. Instead of building the company, he decided to build the tools that all of the companies needed. And Ron and I stayed in very close communication. I consider Ron family. We've met several times in different parts of the country. And it's interesting, I'm a member of the Conversion Pros. I use them to build funnels and all sorts of marketing tools. And I want you guys to know something, that Ron in 7 years never called me one time. He had access to the top companies, the top products, the top comp plans, and he's never one time called me and said, Justin, I need you to take a look at this. You can make a lot of money in this company. This compensation plan is great. The products, never seen anything like this. In fact, of all of the companies Ron helped build as a consultant on the infrastructure side, he's never taken a position. Never. There was never a company in 7 years that really gave him the interest of coming out of retirement until this company. He called me 7 months ago, and Luigi and I are 7-figure earners. And so we weren't looking for another opportunity. We weren't looking to build another company. But when Ron called me and said, I've got something that you need to take a look at, he said, I know you and Luigi have done real well, and I know you're making money in my company, in the Conversion Pros, but I have something here you should look at. I had one question for him. I said, Ron, did you take a position? He said, absolutely. I'm one of the first guys in the company. I said, you've said enough. I mean, if you're taking a position, we're taking a position. It's a no-brainer. I said, but we want to talk to the owner. And so we met Oscar Lopez on the left there, who's the CEO and co-founder. And we did a Zoom call. And we did about a 45-minute Zoom call with him. And I can tell you, in my 15 years of sales and marketing, and I've built sales teams and I've managed customer service, help desk organizations. One of the things I've been fortunate of developing is what I like to call a bullcrap meter. And what I mean by that is if I meet you and we have a 5-minute conversation, I can tell pretty quickly if you're trying to feed me a line or if you're being sincere and genuine about what you're doing. And I can tell you within the first 5 minutes of speaking with Waskar, we can tell that he was, I mean, you'll see the integrity of the company. It's honesty and transparency and respect. And we got a really good feeling about Waskar. And he talked to us about the vision. John mentioned that these guys have been trading using this technology for almost 2 years. And he talked to us about that, what they've been building and the relationships that they've made traveling the world. You see, Waskar and Edwin got involved in this Bitcoin thing about 4 years ago. And they were making thousands of Bitcoins a month when Bitcoin was just a few dollars. And so they had the good fortune of becoming multi-millionaires in Bitcoin. And so they didn't start this company because they need the money. And they didn't start this company overnight. This is something that has really developed over the last couple of years.
And I want to just add on that because he said 3 things. We're all here for the transparency of CashFX. Well, the first reason is that we're already earning a lot of money in Justin, so we're not really looking for something else. When Ron reaches out to Justin and tells him that, hey, I want you guys with me, I'm building the company too. Now, Ron is somebody that has a multi-million-dollar company, a real corporate company, in which you say, if you get involved, are you going to jeopardize your company to do something online that's shady? No. So it's impossible. Ron will not do that. Well, when he finally speaks to Justin, and Justin says to me, he says, I think we have, listen, we don't need something else. So, and that's something that I want everybody to understand, because when you're focused at doing something, you don't want to do many things at the same time. And this was too real to just step aside. So that was the first reason. The second reason is Edwin and Oscar. Both of these 2 gentlemen, they're brothers. They already have a lot of money. It's not like the company where sometimes people open up a company because they want to accumulate a lot of money. They have a lot of money. That kind of helps. I'm not going to get into all the other reasons because I think he's also going to mention them. Like when we went to Panama, I mean, we saw the office. I mean, they bought this office when they opened today. Yeah,
we're going to show you that today. And just by a show of hands, how many people in here have done some sort of a network marketing company before? Raise your hand, please. I want to know how many of you have done network marketing. Just a little sidebar note. Most network marketing companies start with a compensation plan. That's how they start. A couple of guys get together, they figure out a way to make money, and then they figure out, well, now we need a product because it needs to be legal. And so they go and white label some sort of a digital product, or they go out and they buy a juice, or they buy some jewelry, or they do something that they can patch on. This one happened the right way. It happened from success of a real product, real trading, building a real academy. In fact, you're going to see a compensation plan today that took 6 months. In fact, I found out that on January 21st was the 1-year anniversary from the first time they sat down and started taking notes on a napkin. And from that January 21st of 2019 to July 15th when they opened the door for pre-launch, they had put 6 months worth of analysis into the compensation plan. What you're going to see today, in my opinion, and his opinion, and John's opinion, and many people's opinions, is one of the most lucrative compensation plans in the space, scalable, built to last, and we're going to get into some details about that. But back to the transparency. So we had a great conversation with Waskar, and so when Ron called us, we took a position for 300, and I'm going to get into the contracts, and I'll wrap this story up, and we'll get going with the presentation. We took a position for $300. After the conversation with Waskar, I wanted to meet him in person. Because if we're going to do business together, I want to sit across from the table with you, I want to look into your eyes, and I want to understand that you really are genuine. I mean, if we're going to do business together, right? Most people And so it turned out that Waskar was staying in Orlando, and I'm in Jacksonville, and it's about 2 hours away. So I called Ron up, who's in Vegas, and I said, hey, I want to meet Waskar, and I think you should be there. He said, you want me to fly to Florida? I said, yeah. And by the way, Ron works about 16 hours a day. And so Ron flew to Florida. It turned out being Waskar's 40th birthday, which I didn't know, and there was a yacht set up, and so I drove out there, and we spent about 7 hours together, and Waskar went over the vision. Waskar showed me some of the trading, but more importantly, I got to see his integrity. I got to hear about his background and his values and his being a family man, and his brother and his sisters husband are all involved in the company. And so all of the things started to line up. And after that meeting, we upgraded to the $10,000 package. So we decided at that point, we're all in. So we put in $10,000 and we started making phone calls to some key people. And Luigi and I believe that action takers make the most money, so we took massive action. We are the first President's Club members in the company. John and just a plethora of others are right there, like literally right there, and are going to win Porsches. Edwin speaks 100% Spanish, like 1% English. And so we had an opportunity to meet Edwin at the event in Panama. We met their spouses, we met their children, we saw the office. In fact, not only did we see the office, but we got to see that wall right there.
And it's important to understand that this office was not just a little space. We're talking about
they bought the whole floor.
It's a huge
with
office.
Cash. So people ask us, well, why do you think they're going to be a legacy company? Like, why are you so convinced? And for me, you could listen to what people say, and that will only get you so far, right? You can watch what people do. It's the action that they take that you have to pay attention to. And so when we got to this building, this was the only floor in a very exclusive high-rise that was not developed. The rest of the building all the floors were functional. The owner was there. The owner of the building, multi-millionaire. The architect was there. In fact, we got a chance to talk to the owner before Waskar got there, and he let us into the fact that they paid cash, 7 figures cash. They didn't lease it. Another thing we made note of. And so we got in, and it's like 10,000 square foot. It's a massive whole floor of the building. The trade wall actually has 40-some brand new flat screen TVs. There's videos, you can see videos that show it. And those TVs were running the operations. They trade now 11 different cross pairs, like the English dollar and or the USD and Australian dollar, or the JP, Japanese yen, or whatever it is. They do these 11 pairs, and they let all of us, hundreds of us, take turns to go over to that office and to take a look at the office. And so the office is being custom built. The target is the beginning of April for an inauguration, official launch, and ribbon cutting. When I tell you, it is going to be beautiful. In fact, all of that wood, which there's going to be wood on the walls and the furniture, is being imported from Brazil right now. And it's going to be our global headquarters, a place where if you want to go take a look, go take a look. The traders are going to spend time there. The owners are going to have offices there. The academic team that's building out the curriculum is going to be there. And so, we got to see a level of transparency at that event.
You don't see from all the
you don't see that transparency. And so we got to see that level of transparency. Then, if that wasn't enough, they introduced their brokers. Okay? So I want to tell you something. In 3 years, since really Forex, MLM, and crypto MLMs, going for about 3 years, we've never joined a Forex MLM deal. Never. I've looked at dozens of them, but they could never give me, they could never check all the boxes. Something was always missing that led me to believe that it was a Ponzi, that they weren't really trading. They were taking members' money and paying other members. And in a Ponzi scheme, what happens when members stop joining? The company stops growing, and you start cutting into the bottom line of the owners. More money is going out than it's coming in, and that's usually when you go to the website and the website doesn't exist anymore. Then you real quick, you go look at the Facebook page and the Facebook page is gone, and then you get that really bad feeling in your stomach and you realize they just took off with our money. They introduced the brokers. Now, another key piece is, during pre-launch, which was from July 15th to November, they told us they were going to have a web TV. They told us that they were going to introduce us to their regulated partners. They told us that they were going to have really sweet prizes for leaders that are working really hard. And I'm proud to say that they delivered on 100% of the promises. When we got to this launch, we were introduced to EverFX Global. Highly regulated, highly licensed. They are actually I think the term is EN, I'm not an expert, but they're a broker that actually has the technology that connects to the market. So if you want to trade Forex, you can't trade Forex without a broker. The fact is, and John talked about this in the beginning, there's a lot of brokers out there that don't do it right, that aren't connected to the market, that sit on your trade and hope that the trade doesn't win, because then they get to keep your money. And if the trade wins, you have to say a prayer that they pay you. That's the honest truth. And so EverFX, we got to meet the COO, a gentleman by the name of Najib. We got to meet Pablo. We will be meeting the CEO at the next event.
It's a partnership they have with EverFX.
Strategic. It's a strategic partnership.
It's not just somebody that they hired to take care of the brokerage.
And what I really listened to was when Najib was on stage talking at the event. He shared. So they were there for 3 days, and so they let all of the members just have access to these brokers to ask them all sorts of questions and transparency and how does it work. And they were really welcoming, and they were met with everybody. And so one of the things Najib said on stage was, the trading success that they're seeing from CashFX was nothing short of a miracle. Like these guys, see, Oscar told me in the beginning, he said, Justin, what you're going to find out, if you guys decide to build this with us, what you're going to find out is what we have was not purchased. It's all organic, meaning it was all built in-house. It's worth millions of dollars, and it's not for sale.
This gentleman here was in Panama with us from Malaysia. John was in Panama.
He saw with his own 2 eyes.
He saw from his own 2 eyes everything that Justin is saying.
That's right. And for those of you that have traded Forex, this is also another little side note. I traded for almost 18 months, and like John said earlier, I got tired of staring at the screen. I got tired of not catching the news and finding out that I blew another account because President Trump started talking and the US dollar went down. And so what I love here is that we get to leverage their technology. We to give their pros the ability to trade for us. And one of the things Waskar told us in the beginning was that they are the algorithm. They've got several EAs, and one of them can actually predict the market. Think about that. Think about that. If you knew if the market was going to go up or down, it's like knowing the lottery numbers before the lotto. And when you open up a Forex trade in your MT4 with whoever your broker is, every single time it opens in red, meaning right out of the gate you're automatically losing money. Their algorithm opens up every single trade in blue. And we're going to get to see that at another level of transparency, which is the next phase of the company, where they're going to give all of you the ability to open up your own account with a regulated broker, your account and your account in your name,
That's huge.
you're going to have the ability to put your funds, round of applause.
Did you hear everybody what he just said? That's huge.
That's a big deal. You're going to be able to show your friends, I've got my own MT4 account, look at all the trades that I'm winning, and I don't have to do anything. And so the transparency with the brokers, the technology that we have access to, then you talk about the trading team, and so there's 5 individuals there. There's Edwin. So Edwin is the Forex trader, and Waskar is the crypto trader. In fact, we know that at some point their goal is to roll out a crypto product as well. But right now it's Forex. And so you have there John Wilson on the left, he's Master Pro Trader. You have Javier, Edwin, then Javier, and then John too with the silver hair of wisdom, I tell him. He tells me I have gray hair. I said, no, that's wisdom. and then you have Hildo on the right. So the 2 gentlemen on the right, they are software engineers. In fact, Hildo is responsible for building like 90% of the infrastructure in Curacao, his country. A very, very intelligent group of individuals. And you would think, okay, so maybe they're actors. Maybe they hired them so that they can talk about Forex. If that were the case, you wouldn't invite them to your launch and let the wolves have 3 days of access to ask them and drill them all sorts of questions. And I can tell you, 100% of the people that came to investigate the project were satisfied with what they saw.
No, but I love what you just said there, because if they were like actors, you would not let them come
You
to the
would
event
not
and
let them
spend
come to
a
an
week
event.
with everybody.
100%. You would not put them on stage because they would have to study a script. But what we learned is that they really know Forex. And again, everything is proprietary. Why is that important? That's important because a lot of companies go out and partner with the technology company. Third party, white label as if they built it. And then if that relationship goes sour, that company that owns the technology, what do they do with their technology? They take it back. And all of a sudden, all you have left is a marketing scheme. And we all know those won't last but 3 to 6 months. And so everything is proprietary and it's built in-house. And so transparency like we have not seen before. Now we're going to get into the academy. Yeah. What's that? Yeah. Now we're going to get into the academy. This is a cornerstone of what we're doing here. So let me ask you guys a question. Again, don't be shy. By a show of hands, how many of you have traded Forex before, have tried to trade Forex? You've opened up an account, you've put some money in a broker account, you've sat in front of the computer, and you've hit the green button, and you hope it goes up, or you've hit the red button. Raise your hand. Who's tried Forex? Now listen, if you've actually made money, keep your hand up. If you've made money, keep your hand up. Okay, so we've got 3 over here.
Not that many hands up.
Not that. That's the point, is 99.9% of people that have tried to trade Forex, including me, have lost money. Now, I'm not saying have you won some trades. I'm saying if you go back and you calculate all the money you started, did you actually win some money? This is real education being built by real traders that have real strategies, and it's interactive stuff. Go.
Yeah, one of the things that is very interesting to me, and probably to all of you as well, I mentioned to you earlier about my success with USANA Health Sciences and how I was able to make money going on 3 decades. And that's the reason that this product exists. Because we've established already that probably 95% of us, if we have the option of earning money in Forex automatically, or if we have the option of making money in Forex manually, most of us would select automatic, wouldn't we? Just let the system do itself, and we'll happily take the profits. Thank you very much. So why all the time and energy for an academy? We talked about a legacy company. All legacy companies need to meet federal trade laws. How do you meet a federal trade law? You have to have a product. When you join CashFX Group, you're purchasing a product. You're purchasing access to a university. Whether you learn the curriculum or not is entirely your business. But you're paying for a product, and that money is going to a compensation plan. And that's what has to happen for this to be registered and last for years and years and years.
Yeah. And I'd like to add, a lot of you raised your hand and have tried Forex because you have an interest in trading Forex, and so why not learn how to do it the right way? And so I believe we have a true earn while you learn model. So this is accessible as soon as you get started. You have access in the back office. It's not a white label. It's not videos that you can find on YouTube. It's being custom built by the Academy academic team. It's interactive, and it's pretty impressive. And so I'm just going to show you a couple of snapshots here. Module 1, you get into an introduction, right? Intro course designed to provide the learners with a whole range of basic Forex concepts, getting into how a market operates, definitions, key terminologies. The course explores different brokers, characteristics, evaluating what might be the best broker for you, and will even walk you through how to open up your own broker account, put some funds in there, and actually start trading. You can go through your course objectives. I mean, you're talking about really university level Forex education is what that's the product that you're purchasing. And you're going to see in a second, when you purchase that product, even if you don't want to use the product, the trading side, you're not penalized, and I'll touch on that in just a second. And then another piece that I love here is we're actually able to give feedback. How many companies actually listen to their members? This is a company that listens. Of course, after you complete your course, you can provide any kind of feedback that they will review. Then we get into we talk about the trading success, right? And so the success, John touched on this, it's 3 parts. It's live professional traders who we've met and identified. It's proprietary algorithms all built in-house that sits on top of a internally developed artificial intelligence technology. All managed within our own facilities. And the trading team of professionals have extensive experience in both Forex trading and the EA design. It's noteworthy to mention that the relationship between the traders and Edwin and Waskar is something that happened 3 or 4 years ago. And so it's kind of divine how everybody came together to launch this project, which again really started 2 years ago. The web TV, something that was promised and delivered. And so all of that trading success is being worked into your academy. How many people that have a savings account last week received 8% interest from their bank? Raise your hand. Come on. Not even one? We made 8% last week. Can I get a round of applause for 8% in 1 week? That's impressive. That is impressive. Now, of course, past performance does not guarantee future results. And I like the last part of this. No trade results can be guaranteed in any type of real trading activity. But I can tell you that John talked a little bit about the cap, I think. So the proprietary technology combined with the trading team and the technicians all work together to create extraordinary trading results. There are no guarantees, like I said. The company has set a 15% max per week. And John, you want to add something?
I was just going to say that while there are no guarantees in real trading, consistency certainly counts for something. Yes. And in the 6 or 7 months since we've been using the system, I think that we've seen between 8 and 11. 8.
We've hit a couple 12s.
12%.
I think our averages are close to 10% a week.
So that's over some months now.
Yeah, 7. And as Dr. P mentioned earlier, we have a motto here at CashFX. Once you become a member, your Saturday will literally never be the same. So just to give you a quick idea how that works, so the Forex market trades Monday through Friday. And at the end of the business day, Eastern Standard Time, At 12 midnight, the system calculates the trading success, and then within about 30 minutes from midnight, in your back office, they post a percentage. That percentage is just a number on the screen, and people ask, well, is that real? Like that, they could put anything they want there. And what happens is, and this is another addition to we have a real company. It takes time to move profits in and out of a broker account. And so the way it works is every Saturday at noon Eastern, whatever your results are, whatever your profits are, it's based on the size of your contract. Everybody gets the same percentage. A $300 contract pays out X number of percent, whatever the success is, and a $100,000 contract. Every Saturday at noon, we get an email that we've received our trade pool payouts. And every Saturday at noon, that money is placed in your balance. And I can tell you, since we started, 7 months, the company has not missed a Saturday payout by even 1 minute. Anybody here can attest to that? Can I get some round of applause? Every Saturday at noon, we've been paid. And you have the ability at that moment to click a button and withdraw it. And we're now back on our original schedule, which means you will have that Bitcoin. Again, we show you how to accumulate Bitcoin by leveraging the largest financial market in the world. That Bitcoin is pushed to whatever your Bitcoin wallet is within 24 hours. In fact, we're back on a schedule where it seems to be coming out the same day. Okay? So extraordinary results. Bear capital, we're going to get into what that means and how you can earn from the trading results. Now, let's talk a little bit about the contracts. So it's a Trade Academy contract. You have the Elemental series. Each series comes with a certain level of education. And so it's progressive, meaning if you decided I want to come in at $2,000, you're going to get the education for all of the contracts below that. And you'll notice down bottom there's some information. So for instance, with the $1,000 contract, it's always a 30-70 split. What does that mean? That means out of your $1,000 for the contract that you're purchasing, 30% of it goes towards the cost of your academy or product, so $300, and then $700 goes into the trade account, and then you get some cool little points called PV, which when you really learn how to accumulate those, that's where you have the ability to win Rolex watches, iPads, trips, and even supercars. And so you have your first level of contracts. Then you get into your Supreme Series, which is 5K, 10K, and 20K. And again, you'll see you have always a 30-70 split at the bottom and more leadership points. It's a 1-to-2 ratio for those people that like math. And so you have a 20K contract, you get 10,000 points. And then last but not least is the Advanced Professional Series of contracts. Now, we're at a networking event. How many, real quick again, by a show of hands, are here looking at this project for the first time? I saw most of you, right? So somebody invited you here today. Somebody believes in this project and said, hey, listen, got some guys coming from the US and Canada, and they're going to present the project, and I think you should come and look at it. That's network marketing. You know, for the ladies in the crowd, you go shopping, you get a nice purse, you usually call a couple of your friends and you say, listen, Macy's is having a deal right now on purses. It's beautiful, it's 50%. She goes and buys one. Does Macy's give you any money? No. This is similar, whereas you are going to share the project, only CashFX is going to reward you. So there's, it's a unique compensation plan. We've talked, it's lucrative. There's things that this company is doing in the comp plan that no company has ever done before, and we believe it's very sustainable. There's really 2 ways to earn, and then the leadership points. So keeping this as simple as we can, because I like simple. A bear capital is we'll call them a lazy investor, like big grizzly bears. They sleep for most of the winter. They sit back and enjoy their time, and they're very lazy. A bear member is somebody that we love our bear members. Our bear customers is what they're called. You have the ability as a bear to earn 2 times your package. And what I said earlier is if you have the $1,000 contract, even though 30% is going towards the cost of the product, you will still 2x the 1,000. So you're not penalized if you don't even want to do the education. So you're talking about 2,000. Now, the minute you go out and you share this with just one person, and you refer one friend or family member who purchases a contract through you, you now open up what's called the bull capital. And the bull is where you can take that passive and turn it into massive. Now, if you watch that video in the beginning, you gotta hear our Dr. John here, who talked about within 3 years, this is literally a project where you can start with 300, you can take massive action, and within 3 years you can be a millionaire. It's possible. Is it possible? It's possible. Because of the bull capital. So now you get to earn 2x on top of that. And then last is the leadership, and we'll get into that here in a second, but again, we're just gonna keep it simple. So let's break it down. So you have your bulls on the left, you have your bears on the right. We'll start with a 10K contract, okay? So somebody comes and purchases a 10K contract from you. 70% of that goes into the trading, or you purchase a 10K contract to get started. 70% is going to go into the trading. It's going to max out. Max is 15% week. That's up to 15%. The other 30% is going to go towards the cost of the academy. Now, where's all that money going that's going to the academy? Most companies, when you purchase a product, whether it's a lotion, a potion, or a pill, as they say, right? Whether it's an energy drink or a protein shake, most of those companies take that income and they pay out maybe 10 or 15% back to you, the one who's out working so hard selling it. Not here. The company actually passes 100% of that product out to the affiliate. 100%. So out of that $3,000, which went towards the cost of the product, 50% goes in your pocket right out of the gate. So that's 15% of the cost of the contract. So if you go out and you sell a $10,000 contract, you just made that moment, that sale was complete, you just made $1,500 in Bitcoin. And again, it's important to add that you're getting paid in an asset that is going where? Up. And if you've been paying attention this year, it's going up fast. It started January at like 3,400. I think we're almost 10 grand now. We're pushing 10. We're bumping a $9,500 resistance, which it's going to break through here soon. So you have 50% of that, real simple for you here in a second. So there's your breakdown of the 3070. You have the ability to 2x on one side, so that would be 20K. And if you decide to take advantage of the rewards plan, oh boy, let's back it up a little. I don't talk that fast. It's all done. Thank you for coming. I don't know what's going on, man. This thing is wigging out on me. So you have your 30-70 split. Okay, so yep. So you have the ability to 2x on that side. So you're talking about, okay, you're talking about turning a $10,000 contract into 40K. Not bad for a return, huh? The question is, Justin, how fast can I do that? I put the question back on you. How fast do you want to do it? How fast do you want to do it? We have bulls that are upgrading their contract from 300 to 500 to 1,000 to 2,000 within days of getting started. And so, unlike when you go to work, whatever your job is, the person who determines your raise is your boss. In this company, you control 100% of your income. How fast do you want to go is the question. Luigi and I made a decision 7 months ago that we want to go really, really fast. We're on the 100K contract. That 100K contract pays us just on the trade pool payout almost $25,000 a month. One income stream. We have 5. That's one. We're going to get into them. Here's the unilevel. Unilevel is a very simple structure. 10 levels of growth that can reward you in the depth of your network or your organization or your team, whatever you want to call it. You have, you know, 3 or 4 people who you've invited who have bought contracts. That's your level 1. You get 10%. So remember that 50% of the product went over to the unilevel. In that example, it was, what was it, 300? Yeah, 1,500. Out of that 1,500 that you sold, you're going to get another 10%. So that's another 150. So you made $1,500 in a fast start and another 150 in the unilevel. Now you signed up your friend Bob, who does that. Bob goes out and he immediately signs up Mary. You're going to get another 10% of the 1,500. Mary goes out and brings in Peggy. You're going to get another 10% of the 1,500, all the way down 4 levels. You need no qualification for that other than bringing one person into the business. So you open up 4 levels. Now, remember those points at the bottom?
Actually, you know, that's worth repeating too, because I know in Malaysia, so many of you that have network marketing experience are familiar with a binary compensation plan. Of course, many of you, you know that you saw that we built a binary compensation plan. So you have to do the work for growth on one side of your business, on the other side, and then you getting paid on the weaker of the two. One side here only. As soon as you see growth, you're getting paid. And by the way, how often, when can you withdraw those fast start bonuses?
Immediately.
Instantly.
Instantly. So that's your daily cash flow. And for those of you that don't have experience with Bitcoin, the leaders will show you how to set up a wallet, how to connect it to a banking source so you can actually liquidate it and turn internet money into spendable money. My wife and I, our family, we have several businesses, and every one of them operates on Bitcoin. Like, we are a 100%. In fact, Luigi and I booked this entire trip with Bitcoin. Our hotels, our flights, everything was purchased with Bitcoin. I've been doing that for 3 years now. So those points that were at the bottom, the personal volume, as you accumulate volume, and as you see growth in your team, in your network, you start to reach ranks. The first rank is executive. The first rank gets you a free iPad. If you don't want the iPad, you can take the Bitcoin. Okay? Opens up level 5 and 6, 20%. So you don't even need to know those people. For every contract that's sold within your organization on your 5th and 6th level, you get 20% out of the 50% that comes from the product. Manager, Rolex watch. Yeah. We had guys at the event. I mean, we had a handful of them that that achieved the rank of manager. In fact, we had a gentleman up there on stage who, Barry, 25 plus years in network marketing. 25 years, and he's never won anything like this. 2 months into the launch of the company, and he's got himself a Rolex watch. He was very excited about that. Yeah, like Luigi said, we love that we want a Porsche, but for me, it was really watching people from our team who have been in this space for decades and have never found success. And when I tell you, 100% of the people on our team are all making money, 100%, and many of them are hitting these ranks for the very first time.
Actually, that's noteworthy. How many of you have been in a project where you could say 100% of the people around you are cash flow positive? 100%. It's remarkable. I also want to describe to you, because it's very easy to describe, just how easy it is to hit that manager rank. Because the Rolex watch is worth $10,000 US. That's a substantial bonus. Or you could take BTC. I think you could take $7,500 worth of BTC, and who knows where that's going to go in value. To hit the rank of executive is as simple as sponsor 3 friends, and that team grows to 25,000 volume. Now remember, it's a 2-to-1 ratio. 25,000 equals $50,000 in contracts. Some of your friends join with $300, some join with $5,000. So you can see how quickly it would take to get to an accumulation of 25,000. Okay? All manager is 2 friends, 2 lines of lineage that have accomplished executive. That's it. And that's a $10,000 bonus for you.
Good point. Director opens up level 9 and gets you a, I think it's a $15,000 trip for two. $15,000 trip. I think it's 11,500 in Bitcoin. You also get, I meant to bring it, you also get a really cool leadership box. And so this thing is actually built by the same company that puts together the Olympic medals. So again, you think, what kind of company invests money like that? A company that plans on being around for many years. A legacy company. The medals, the pins in that box are, you'll see the colors, silver, real silver, and real gold with real ruby stones, gemstones, and, yeah, John, turn around, just stand up and show them real quick. So John has one of those pins on there. It has, what is the pin? Is it a ruby red? Actually a real diamond. So a real diamond inside the pin. They're exquisite, the boxes. In order to claim the physical prize or your box, it is required that you actually, the following month, so from today or tomorrow, which is February 1st through February 5th, if there's anybody in here that has achieved rank in January, you'll have 5 days to log into your back office and claim your prize. If you claim the physical prize, you have to come to Punta Cana to get it. If you ask for the Bitcoin payout, they pay it on the 6th. And so on the 6th, we're going to get a bunch of Bitcoin that's going to go out to the team.
And those things get paid in full. This is very important. Some of you, maybe with network marketing experience, have been part of companies that have car programs, for example. And then you look at the small print of the contract, and you get a car payment over 24 or 36 months. When these guys hit their Porsche qualifier, they were paid 100% in full immediately, and they did not have to rank qualify month after month after month. They hit it once, they get paid $100,000 in full.
Yeah, that's a good point. Very, very, very achievable ranks. Now, at the President's Club...
One other thing, what we're going to do, some of this might sound just too fantastical. We're going to break down the numbers for you. We're going to help you understand exactly where that money's coming from. One of the things that made us feel very confident moving forward was every dollar in the rewards plan we could account for. We knew exactly where every dollar was coming from, so we knew the company had the money to do what they're doing.
Correct. Now this income stream goes towards that bull capital. So your trade pool payouts is going towards your 200% or your 2x on the bear. Your fast start bonuses go towards the bull, and this unilevel goes towards the bull. So now you have your 10K contract is earning you 20K on one side and 20K on the other side. At President's Club, something really fantastic happens. You open up what's called, you become a partner in the company and you open up a global bonus. That is a 1%. First of all, you get level 10, and then you open up an infinity bonus, which pays you from a level 11 all the way down. Very lucrative. You get 1.5% ambassador and 2% at global ambassador. Now, note, this withdrawal fee is not a profit for CashFX. It is a unique and deliberate strategy to create a constant residual reward for all of our loyalty customers and team builders. For those of you that are in the company for any stretch of the time, what's the monthly fee again? What's our monthly fee? How much? Zero. So there's no auto ship, there's no monthly fee, yet there's a residual monthly bonus. That takes you a second to wrap your mind around, because other companies in the space charge $200 to $300 a month for you to maintain your membership. Here it's zero, yet you have the ability to earn a monthly bonus. I'll just say it, so when I tell people there's a 20% fee, some of them go, what? 20%? When you realize that that 20% does not go back in the pockets of the owners, yet it gets pushed back out to the community, it's a huge bonus, and it's really quite lucrative. So let's break it down. So out of a $20,000 withdrawal, by the way, we have a screenshot floating around somewhere on Facebook. We did a $150,000 withdrawal about 2 months ago. There's a lot of money in the compensation plan, guys. $20,000 withdrawal is going to be a $4,000 fee. Does that money go to the company? No. That money goes back in our pockets, your pockets, the community. It comes, yeah, round of applause. Thank you, John. 50% goes into the matrix. It pays a 10-level matrix, and where does it pay? You can see the different percentages. In fact, by the way, just so you know, that level 7 is 30%. You sponsor 3, who sponsor 3, who sponsor 3, and you've broken into the 7th level. It's really, that's 9 people. Okay, it's really quite simple to do that. But you'll see there, so there's your fees. They go up 10 levels. You have the ability to put 88,000 people into your matrix. Okay, 50% goes into the matrix. 10% goes into a matching bonus. What do I mean by that? Real simple. You have somebody in your matrix that gets paid when the matrix pays out $1,000. You make $100. You get 10%. So it's a matching. So the company says, you're building a team, your team is winning, you're going to win more. Okay? And then lastly is the 40% leadership bonus. And this is kind of what John is talking about. We can account for every single dollar. You know, the company paid out $100,000 for a Porsche, you know, a couple $100,000 in Rolex watches and paid trips and vacations and all of that. If you watch that video in the beginning, you heard me say, everything in this compensation plan is based on percentages. There's no fixed amounts. It's all percentages based on the success of the packages and contracts that we're selling and the success of the trading. And so that's where you have a compensation plan that is built for both scalability, hundreds of thousands of members, and longevity, legacy company. And so you have your breakdown, 50%, 10%, and 40%. Now, interesting, right? There's a bear there. What does that mean? That means even if you don't sponsor or recruit somebody, you still have the ability to open up this income stream. Okay? Some people refer to this as spillover. What that means is you have a 3 by 10 matrix. And you are just a passive member. You're a customer and you're earning and you're happy and you're not sharing this with anybody. And John, who's putting a bunch of people in the business, happens to put somebody in, and the system just finds a position for that person and they land in your matrix. And now all of a sudden you log in and you see there's a team building under you. You're going to get paid a matrix bonus. In fact, my mom is in the part of the company. My mom followed me in Bitcoin 3 years ago. She just paid off a 2017 Nissan Armada with her Bitcoin profits. And she's been in since July, and she's never shared it with a single person. And she called me up about 3 months ago, and she says, my income has grown. I said, what do you mean? She said, well, I'm getting this thing on Saturday. It says I've earned from the Matrix. What is the Matrix? Is that like the movie? And I said, no, Mom, it's not like the movie. In fact, you got out of the Matrix. And so I explained to her, guess what she's doing now? She's sharing it with everybody. Her brother got involved. Her neighbor, she called me the other day. She goes, I'm over here at the neighbor's house. Remind me how to buy the Bitcoin again. And she absolutely loves it. So that goes to feed your bear capital. So you have 2 income streams that are helping you double that contract to turn your 10K into 20K. Now, very, very key slide here. By the way, John built this slide. John built a few of these slides. Very key. There's an advantage for somebody that wants to upgrade early. What's the key advantage for going from 10K to 20K? Well, you double your income on the trade pool payouts. Instead of $7,000 in the trade, you'll have $14,000, which means every Saturday you're going to double your income. So you can let that contract run its course, or you can upgrade early. If you upgrade before the 200, let's do the math. Your initial contract costs you $10,000. That initial contract is going to earn you up to 2x, which is $20,000. Okay? You're going to withdraw, and you're going to get a 20% fee to the force matrix. That's minus $14,000, and so that leaves us $16,000, right? Capital plus your net profit. If you upgrade to the 20K and you do it before you hit the 200%, you only have to pay the difference. Which means you walk away with $6,000 in profit. I'll let you guys, looks like we've got some pictures on that slide. So,
And you own a 20K contract.
and you have the 20K contract. So you went from 10K to 20K, you double your income, you put $6,000 net profit, and again, you're on the 20K contract. This has been key, because, I mean, at the end of the day, you want to be on the highest contract, right? I mean, you want to be earning from the highest contract possible. The 100K is the highest contract. Leadership rank awards or pins. Again, when you see them, and John will show you the box, the letter that comes with it just really is a fine piece of craftsmanship. Now, for those of you that are like, this is great and I want to share it, but I have no idea how to do it. I don't like talking to people. I'm not good at sales. I don't have any friends to share it with. That's okay. The company has built a system. Remember that company we talked about, the Conversion Pros, Ron Pope? 7 years, 20 of the top 50 MLM companies. The company has built a custom CFX marketing system just for you. So you don't have to sell anybody on the program. You don't have to talk about the program. You can send traffic. You can call a friend and say, listen, I'm sending you a link. I want you to watch some videos. So let's take a look and see what Ron and the Conversion Pros built for you guys. purchase when you become a CashFX member, and you're actually becoming a member on the winning team, which is part of the Power Team. And what we do at the Power Team is we help people with attraction marketing and online marketing. And so we have built out a series of videos that will help you learn how to build Facebook ads and chatbots. Facebook ads are where your business is in front of mass viewers all over Facebook, and a chatbot is something that engages in your messenger and does like 97% of the work. And so while I've been up here for we've been here for about an hour, we have received about 7 new leads that are actually looking at the business right now, going through videos, and I haven't had to do a single thing. So you're going to get a marketing system, and you're going to have the ability to start running traffic and advertising, which eliminates some of the need for those of you that are afraid to go out and talk to some people. And some of you aren't. Some of you are already starting to think of your top 5 friends that you're going to join as soon as you sign up. I see some of you out there. All right, so we got the prizes. Again, we've got the iPad. You can see there the cash payout. We've got the Rolex. These are pictures were taken from the launch event. You've got the travel. You've got Luigi and Justin on stage winning a Porsche. It's a pretty amazing moment, bro.
We had a nice smile.
Yeah, we did. When he says we had no idea, like people think because we're the top earners in the company and we get to talk to Waskar and Edwin on like a daily basis that we know everything. And I'm telling you, they do a really good job of giving us enough information to stay excited. But we had no idea. My heart was pounding when we were standing on stage accepting that prize. The Ferrari, beautiful car. And you get to pick out. I mean, you get the 200,000. So they give you the 200,000, you go to the dealer, you pick out the color, you pick out the interior, you pick out the whole thing. Like John said, so different. All these other companies that have car programs, you have to continue to rank every month after month, or you don't get your bonus. Here they give you the cash, you buy the car, and if for some reason you drop out of the rank, you still own the car. And then lastly but not least is the Lamborghini. $500,000 for that rank. 500 grand. And if you don't want the Lamborghini, you get $375,000 in Bitcoin. That's like, I don't know, a lot of Bitcoins. and you know, Forbes says it's going to be worth $100,000 soon. We watched that a few times. We've got coming up here is the Punta Cana. So the launch event was on November 8th, 9th, and 10th. And when I tell you the company spared no expense, the event was massive. The technology, the things we got to see there, they spared no expense. We stayed at the Hard Rock Megapolis right there in Panama. VIP service, VIP rooms, a VIP lunch at a steakhouse. This event is going to be on a whole nother scale. It's going to be at one of the most luxurious resorts in all of Punta Cana. Has anybody here ever been to the Dominican Republic? I've not been. I heard it's gorgeous. And that Punta Cana is one of the most amazing places there. They've got, so we're expecting, they've got a date picked. We don't know. And no, we don't know. They've got a date picked. They have the resort picked. They're waiting on finalizing a few things, and then they're going to release a sales page in the back office where not only can you purchase the tickets, but there's going to be some promotions. So for those of you that want to get there and you want to get there for free, there's going to be some ways for you to qualify for that. The company flew, I don't know, 20-some people to the launch of the company in Panama for free because they qualified. That means they bought their John David was one of those winners. He got a free flight, he got a free hotel room, and he got a chance to come and meet everybody for free. And so you'll have that opportunity here as well. Again, just a few pictures of the beautiful resort. And I think at that point, I'm going to introduce somebody. So I want to introduce a good friend of mine. I met Mr. Luigi Bruni about 7 years ago. We met at that company. I met Ron. Luigi happened to be somebody that was in my network. When people ask me, they ask me all the time, Justin, what's the secret to building a business? The number one thing is build relationships. Stop trying to build downlines. Stop trying to build compensation plans. Build relationships. Little did I know that when I met Luigi 7 years ago, that today we would be in a company where we are the top earners, multi-million-dollar earners, driving a Porsche, on our way to a Ferrari, traveling the world. Like being able to go where we want, when we want, and do
How we want.
How we want it. So, Luigi and I stayed in touch. We did a couple of little things here and there. We really started to find success in the beginning of 2019 because it's not just the relationship, but it's also the vehicle. What vehicle are you going to get in that's going to give you that success? Now, not only do we have the relationships, but we have the vehicles. And I want you to hear from Luigi, and I want you to hear his story. All yours, brother.
I want to give a nice hand of applause to Mr. Justin Holiday, everybody. All right, he really did an awesome job. I also want to have a nice hand of applause also for Mr. John Kinnear, who started the evening. And I want to have Mr. John here. Come in front, please. Come here. Come here. I want to have also a very special hand of applause for this gentleman, who was the first person from Malaysia to believe in our company, who came to Panama and saw it with his own free eyes. And you know, this event that we're doing today, I hope you understand how privileged you are. How many people are here? 200? 300? Okay. Do you understand that Asia, nobody's in Asia in CashFX yet? Do you know what it means to be in Malaysia? And you have Singapore, you have China, you have India. Do you understand what it means to be here? Do you understand what it means when the company, there's 10,000 members in the company, 10,000, 11, 12,000 about? 12,000 members, and there's maybe 2,000, given, who knows, maybe not even in Asia, 2,000 people in Asia. What?
Ground floor.
Do you understand what that means? That you guys are in the middle of $1 billion continent? So if me and Justin Holiday were able to win a Porsche, you can win 5 Porsches. That's what it means.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, I want you to understand that. It's so important. Because it's always timing, and the timing just can't be better. I mean, if I was in Asia right now, with I mean, like John was saying to me yesterday, you know, like you have the Indian market, you have the Chinese market, and you have, what's the third one? The Malaysian market. I mean, that's 3 cultures. It's huge, okay? So, like Justin said, build relationships and start sharing this, and you'll see that things can go very far. So one big hand of applause for my good friend John here that made this possible today. I love him, he's a beautiful person. Now, I want to end this beautiful evening on something that's important for all of you, and it's where I was, not even, I don't know, maybe 9 months ago. 9 months ago, I had a job as a salesman, and I don't know why, but I was not really happy, like I'm not happy for the last 45 years of my life. It seems that everything I do, there's always something missing. Maybe because I always believe that, I don't know, working from home, not having a job, traveling the world, living the life. It's always this thing I always fantasize, because I knew that it could happen. But everybody around me always thought I was nuts, you know, for all these years. My mother, my parents, my girlfriends, everybody. So I had this job as a salesman, and my boss sees me on the phone. Says, Luigi, what do you always do on the phone? I said, hey, I'm calling some clients, you know, to sell some cars. So the week after, he sees me on the phone again. Says, what are you doing on the phone, Luigi? I says, I'm calling clients so I can sell some cars. Then the week after that, he sees me on the phone again. He says, what are you doing, Luigi? I said, I'm calling some clients to sell some cars. And he says, what do you do? Nobody come buy car from you. What do you call? So then I had no choice. I had to tell him the truth. I say, I'm working online and I want to be a billionaire online, make money, travel the world. So guess what my boss said? He says, you're crazy. Are you stupid? Are you crazy? Are you serious? You believe in that thing? You believe in stories like this, that people can just make money from the internet, work online, travel the world, not work? You believe that? I said, yeah. Well, he said, I don't believe it, and if you do it again, I'm going to kick you out. So I said, okay, I don't do it anymore. Just like, you know, a child with the parent. No, I won't do no more. Okay, Papa? I won't do no more. But of course, you do again, eh? So the boss sees me the week after, he sees me on the phone. He says, what do you do? I told you not to speak on the phone for nothing. I kick you out. So he kicked me out. I lost my job. It's not that funny right now, but it's going to be funny, you'll see. But right there, it's not that funny because when I lost my job, I'm 54, 55 years old. I don't know why, because I was never somebody who was able to put money aside, because I always lived over the means of what I should actually do, because you're supposed to be serious in this life, but I was not. So I had no money, no house, no car. I had a good job, but I lost it. So that's not too bad. And it's when I got home that day, and my girlfriend, my wife, because here in Canada, when you're with somebody for many years, it's like if you're married, and she's doing the dishes, and she says, what are you doing home at 2 o'clock in the afternoon? I lost my job, baby. What do you mean you lost? I lost my job. You lost your job? I say, yeah. You say, you stupid. I told you to steep your stupid internet. I told you not to do that. You know, you have a hard head, eh? I say, yeah. Says, you know what? I'll kick you out too. So I lost my job, I lost my wife the same day. Now that's not funny. That's not funny. It's funny now, but it was not funny back then, okay? So guess what happens? I do depression. I have nothing. My mother, she gives me money for cigarettes, and it's pretty sad. 55 years old, you ask money your mother for cigarettes. No, it's not funny. That was 9 months ago, everybody. Then I called my friend Justin Holiday and I said, Justin, yeah, things are not going good. He says, now Justin, I know he work online. He don't work. He happy. Is it possible? Yeah, of course it's possible. And that's the day that my life changed around. I connected with somebody who believed in it, who believed in me. And in 8 months, I have all the money in the world. I have more than I can spend. I don't know if anybody has any ideas there because I don't know what to do with it all. I travel the world, I buy whatever I want. I never even look at the price when I go to the store. I don't care anymore. Isn't that beautiful? Not to worry about the price anymore? Now, why I'm telling everybody here is because that was 9 months ago. Now, 9 months ago, you say, oh my God, how can he become like one day super, like so rich in 9 months? No, it's not 9 months, everybody. 25 years I've been working online. 25 years I've been networking. 25 years I've been building relationships, like Justin said. So all those deceptions, all those frustrations, all those heartaches, all those failures, all those, everything for 25 years have made me who I am today, right? So I want you to remember that whatever you do today, if you don't give up tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, if you never give up and you believe in your dream, you can achieve anything you want, anything you put your mind on, and you need to understand that. You know, it's sad because we create our life, our lives. We are the creators, we are the architects. We are like in a movie, you know, the director of our movie. You are exactly where you should be right now in your life. You say, what do you mean? I don't want to be poor, Luigi. Yes, you want to be poor. You are exactly where you want to be. So, once you understand that, and you accept it, because once you accept what you are now is your fault, then you can make it better. If you don't accept, I mean, how can you learn from failures if you don't know what you're doing wrong, right? So if you accept what you are right now, and now listen, you have to understand that because some people are happy the way they are, and that's okay too. Like some people, they're happy about having a job, and that's okay. Some people, they're happy about having just a normal life, and that's okay too. I mean, success is not me being rich and having all the money in the world, because for me, success, I'll give you an example. If somebody says to me, listen, I'm going to sell everything I have, I'm going to go up north, I'm going to build a little log cabin, I'm going to feed the squirrels, and I'm going to live off of the land. So now, if you see that person after 5 years and he succeeded in doing it, well, that's success for him. So I don't know what your success is. For me, my success was traveling, meeting people like in Malaysia, meeting people in Singapore. I went to Africa, I've been to South America. For me, that's success. But maybe for you, success is something else. Whatever your success is, I say don't give up. I say you do what you want to do and you go get it and you achieve it. And all that's going to start with one thing. I just need to show you one slide here. Because this is probably the most important key to anybody's success. So here what you do, you just go on the advance here. I want to show you something that's very important. What do you see here? Letters in the alphabet, right? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Now let's do something, a little exercise. Letter A is number 1. Letter B is number 2. Letter C is number 3, all the way down to Z, okay? Now, let's take the word hard work. So H is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. 8. So H is number 8. A is number 1. R is, and so on. And then we're going to add up all the numbers to see the percentage that it comes to. So 98% is hard work. Not bad, eh? So with hard work, it's almost 98% of whatever you want to do in your life. How about the word knowledge? Because knowledge is also important, right? Whatever we do to understand what we're doing. Well, if you add up all the letters for knowledge, you get to 96%, which is not too bad. How about the word love? Wow! You say love is the most important thing. Not true. Look, I love my wife. She kicked me out anyway, so it's not the most important thing. And I succeeded even without my life, so no, love is not the most important thing. What does love come out to? How much? Yes. So far, hard work is the most important, right? Knowledge, also very important. Love, you can live without love. Yeah, because when you have money, you have love. How about luck? Oh, he's lucky. Look at Luigi. He's a lucky guy, eh? No, I'm not lucky. I always get up when I fall down. It's not luck. I don't give up. I don't take no for an answer. I'm not afraid to put my face in the wall and get back up. That's not luck. That's persistence. That's focus, like my partner always says. That luck is 47%. Is there a word that is 100%? Hey! Friendship? Attitude? Who said attitude? Stand up! Stand up! I want to see who said attitude. Congratulations, everybody! Round of applause for attitude! So it just means that attitude is everything, my friends. If you wake up in the morning, sorry, I need one just shot of water before I finish that last sentence. I'm about to try out. No, you're okay, you don't have any herpes. Now, if you wake up in the morning and you smile in the mirror and you say, you're beautiful, I love you, every day. When you walk outside, the people think you're crazy, but you know what? They want to talk to you. If you wake up in the morning and people don't want to talk to you, so your attitude is everything in life. Start by fixing your attitude and success will be attracted to you. Thank you very much, everybody. You guys are marvelous, amazing crowd, and I really want you to get back to the person who invited you here because this is going to be around for many years to come, and we're going to be back with a way bigger crowd than it else here. Come on, boys.
Okay, so we, one more round of applause for Luigi, for John, for everybody. There's a little phrase that says your attitude determines your altitude. So the question is, how high in life do you want to go? And if you believe it, you'll get there. We've got, remember those contracts I pulled up? The 300, the 500, the 1,000? Well, Luigi and I and John have decided to give away 3 $300 contracts to prospects who are here taking a look at the business for the very first time. So now I really need you to be honest. Who's here for the first time and is not a member of the company? Raise your hand. Okay? So who's gonna, John, and we're gonna activate, we're gonna do them live right here, right now. So you're gonna get to see how simple it is for you to sign somebody up. That person is going to become an active member. Today, the sponsor is going to get a commission, and you guys are going to see that. So we're giving away $900 worth of contracts. Pretty cool, right? All right, so you're gonna pull the winner. I'm gonna pull. You want to pull one? Okay, let's see. Yeah. Oh boy, she's got to come to the front. She didn't want to come to the front. All right, let's see here. Do they all have tickets or something? Is that how it works?
Get ready with your tickets.
Get your tickets ready. Get your tickets ready. This is for a $300 contract. You get in the company for free. You start making money for free. And then if you decide to become a bull, you get to make a whole lot more. Remember what John said, massive action from 300 to a millionaire in 3 years. Okay, so these are small numbers. I can tell you this number has 2 digits. This is a 2-digit number. So if you have a 3-digit number, this is not your shot. I have the number 10. Who's got the number 10? Number 10, 10. There we go. Okay, so we need, who's here? Who invited you? You? Who invited him? Sponsor, come on. Okay, John's going to go ahead and take care of it. John's going to take care of it. Go over there to John. You're going to get an account set up. You got to give him your link. Okay, congratulations. There you go. One free contract. So I'm going to tell you a quick story while they're setting that up, and then we're going to pull another number. Who wants to hear a really short story how I got involved in Bitcoin 3 years ago? Okay? And it's funny, this was actually not the first time I heard about it. But in April of 2017, April, I get a call from a friend in Australia who I had been building a relationship with. And she calls me, it's 8:30 in the morning. And so she's like, on the next day, it's Australian afternoon, and I'm like, what is she calling me at 8:30 for? I answer the phone, I says, hey, what's up? She goes, hey, have you heard about Bitcoin? And I said, no. What is Bitcoin? Funny thing is I live in Jacksonville, Florida now, where the first real Bitcoin transaction took place. A guy by the name Laszlo bought 2 pizzas for 10,000 Bitcoins in 2010. And I didn't know I had no idea about it. She says, you ever heard about Bitcoin? I says, no, what the heck is that? She says, I'm going to send you a video. Now, I had a good relationship with her. She had a lot of credibility in my life. We had made some money together. I said, okay, send me the video. So I watched this video, and it's got Bill Gates, Richard Branson. It's got a very dark-skinned Indian fellow who's talking about he owns Bitcoin and his hedge fund, his private account, his business account. Bill Gates, a billionaire. Richard Branson, billionaire, is talking about Bitcoin. Could be, X number of dollars. And I really only needed to watch a little bit of it because one of the statements I live my business life in is what John put on the screen: success leaves clues. So you don't have to be an expert to be successful. You just have to follow the clues. And so the moment I found out that these guys were investing in Bitcoin, I didn't go research Bitcoin. I didn't try to find out how the blockchain worked. I didn't do any of that. I called her back. She said, what do you think? I said, I have one question. She said, what's that? I said, how can I buy some Bitcoin right now? It's 8:30 in the morning. My wife we homeschool, so my wife is making breakfast for the boys, and this girl threw a wrench in my entire day. How can I buy some right now? I said. She said, right now? I said, yeah. It was $1,300 when I bought in. $1,300. She sends me a link to this app called Coinbase. There was maybe 1,000 members on there at the time. They have millions of members now. And so she sends me this link, and I'm on my laptop, I'm in the kitchen, and I'm setting up this account, and I don't even know what KYC is. It stands for Know Your Customer. They want me to upload a picture of my driver's license. So now I'm running around the house, and I'm looking for my wallet. And my wife says, I said, where's the wallet? Where's my wallet? She goes, I think it's on the nightstand. So I grab the nightstand, I'm literally running past her in the kitchen. She goes, what the heck are you doing? I said, I'm buying Bitcoin. She said, what the heck is that? I said, I have no idea. True story. I bought 2 Bitcoin that year. That year we made $190,000 in profit from those 2 Bitcoin. That's my Bitcoin story. Now we have lots of Bitcoins. Now we teach people like you how to accumulate Bitcoin, not buy it. Some of you may buy Bitcoin for your very first time to get into this company and never have to buy it again. In fact, don't ask me where I buy Bitcoin. People say, Justin, I'm ready to get started. Where do you buy Bitcoin from? I said, I don't. I teach people how to get involved in real, sustainable, transparent, legitimate projects like this and accumulate Bitcoin.
While we're telling Bitcoin stories, my very first experience was in 2017.
Yes.
And I got involved in a project that I knew nothing about. And it was actually a friend of mine from Malaysia who called me about the project. He lives in Penang. And we worked at different projects together for many years. And I said that I wasn't terribly interested. But a friend of mine in Russia told me he was looking for a new project. And so I introduced him to my friend in Penang. And fortunately for me, and the good manners of my friend in Penang, he forced me to place myself on the platform before my Russian friend joined. And I did nothing with the project. I ignored it for 3 months, and finally decided, since my Russian friend was going crazy, put 1,000 people on the platform, that I better do something. And I ended up making 225 BTC that year.
It was went from 13, all the way up to
225 BTC at $20,000 each. What's that worth?
So that's how most people have got involved. So for those of you that never bought Bitcoin and you're here for the first time, I'm going to tell you right now, don't go try to figure out how the blockchain works and how transactions and how many, just buy some Bitcoin and get involved in the project. What I forgot to add was I went to a leadership conference in 2015, 2 years before this girl called me, and after the conference, one of the software engineers came up to me and he said, hey, this is true. this true story. He says, have you heard about Bitcoin? And he tried to explain it to me like ones and zeros. And he said it's a computer program that some guy built, but he couldn't tell me where that guy was from. And then he explained to me, and I said to him, I said, let me see one of those coins. And he said, they're not real physical coins. And I pulled $1,000 out of my pocket. They were, back then they were $250 a coin. And I didn't take advantage. Today, you're here, they're $8,500. In 5 years, don't be the person who's looking at a $250,000 Bitcoin. And remember, some conference you went to where some crazy guys from Canada and US got started. Okay, so here we are. Yep, so basically, this gentleman right here, Roger, invited Netta. Netta won the raffle. Roger gave him his referral link. Everybody has a referral link. He signs up, he creates an account, it takes 2 minutes. He verifies his email that it's real. He's going to select right there on the left. You always pick the blue one. Always go with the blue. Academy Plus trading contract. Okay? He's going to pick the $300. I'll be trying to click on that 1,000, John. He's going to agree to the terms and conditions, and he's going to hit continue. This is how fast it happens. So, who is going to scan? You're going to scan it from your. Okay, perfect. So this is pretty cool. This is all digital. This is how the Bitcoin is transferred. And we're running on Wi-Fi, so it'll take a second. So you see everybody's familiar with a QR code. There's the Bitcoin. Those are Satoshis. In fact, the gentleman that created it, his name is Satoshi Nakamoto. Nobody knows who he is, oddly enough. But 0.03207575, there's a unique wallet address. And so what John is going to do is John is going to take his phone, QR code. He's going to scan that box. The system, look at that, done. We have a new member of CashFX, Netta, congratulations. And he says, I don't know, he just made $45, another round of applause. He got a fast start bonus. That's how simple it is, guys. When that developer told me that I couldn't hold those Bitcoins, and I showed him $1,000, and I said I could take this and I could trade for it, I can buy retail stuff, this is real money, I'll keep it. When I walked away from that party, I literally forgot that I met that guy. After my friend got me started, about a month later, I got online and I started telling people that I was making money in Bitcoin. This guy called me. Jeffrey, I still talk to him to this day. He called me. He goes, dude, you finally bought some Bitcoin? I said, yeah, why? He goes, you don't remember our conversation? I said, did you tell me about Bitcoin? He said, yeah, you didn't want nothing to do with it. I said, how much were they? He said, $250 a coin. Don't miss out on a golden opportunity. We're going to pull another number. Luigi, pull it. Oh, you can't see it. Just pull it.
I want to see it.
Oh, another 2 digits, 2 digits. First digit is a 1, 2. Number 12. Number 12.
Winner, number 12.
You gotta be present. You must be present to win. Number 12. Stand up. Yeah, bring your sponsor up. Come on, come on, come on. Who invited you?
You and your sponsor.
Oh!
We have another winner.
We have another winner. Another $300 contract. We're going to do one more. And then I think John's going to do some also on the side, right? We got some. Yeah. Let's do the third one. All right, let's do it. Let's get it out of the way. Sounds good. Who's feeling lucky? Who's feeling lucky? Let's see. Let's see. We've got 3 digits. Whoa. Okay. First digit is a 1. 1, 0. Who's got a 1, 0? 107. Free contract. 107.
One
Anyone?
time.
Anyone?
107, 2 times. 107. So.
All right, pull another number. I guess, right? We're moving on. Hey, listen, here and now. Oh, I didn't call it. You got him.
Okay. You came just in time, my friend. Here.
Wrap up, because you've all been a fantastic audience. Everyone's been very patient with us. We hope you've gotten some value out of the things that we've shared with you. What I'd like to do, I'll wrap up right now and then you can do his thing. So, all I wanted to leave with you was one thing I'd like to impart with you. And that is that you've heard some fantastic stories about what BTC has been doing over the past several years. I really want you to understand that it's not too late. If you're getting involved right now for the very first time in a BTC-based project, CFX of course is a BTC-based project, it is absolutely not too late for you to create life-changing income for yourselves. So we'll have a couple wrap-up words, and then we'll say good night to you, and thank you very much for taking the time to be here.
All right, good evening to everybody. Also brought in the highest number of, do you want to know what is that? Those who have brought in the highest number of prospects, give that money, in Bitcoin. Like the second highest, okay? There's only 2 of them. The second, I would like to invite you, maybe take a picture with Luigi and Justin and John, so that there will be a good memory. No? Yeah, please stand with them. Yeah, please stand with them, please. Okay. All right, awesome. Anyone taking a picture? Maybe you got the camera there. All right, awesome. All right, that's the sun, am I right? Okay. All the generation must be involved. Okay, thank you so much, Murali. Appreciate that. Right, good job, fantastic. And the one who brought in the highest number of new prospects tonight, okay, goes to Mugilan. Is Mugilan here? All right, please come forward. Yes. I actually decided today was this month of January, okay, that just ended. Today is 1st February, right? Alright, that just ended. In the month of January, we had someone who actually upgraded their account, right? So, either upgraded or they bought the highest package in that month. Alright, and that award is going to go to this special person. And I also this year that by do a preview, weekly preview, we're going to select those irons and they're going to receive the giveaway. Can we do that? Okay, it's just a form of appreciation for the hard work they are doing. Okay, so tonight we have someone who actually upgraded from a 300 account all the way to 20,000 USD account. Can you believe it? And that was just like less than 3 months, I guess so, right? So this is so exciting, okay? Now, I'm going to invite that person here tonight. I know that person by name because he's my downline, right? So I know that person by name, and I think he's quite famous now in CashFX Power Group. We have already put him up last week, okay? So I'm going to invite him. His name is P. Siva. Is he here tonight? Awesome, right? Okay. Let me tell you something about him. We met together, right? And in the first meeting, maybe we can take a picture together too. That's good. So in the first meeting, when I met him and his sponsor, where is the sponsor? Siva. The sponsor is also Siva, right? When I met both of them, they told me, John, I'm not going to build, I'm not going to do anything. I'm happy with 300, that's all. And I'm going to keep upgrading, that's all, right? But to my amazement, last week, he told me, Mr. John, I'm going to just upgrade to 20,000 USD. I was like, are you crazy? You know? Yeah, so but this is what happened when you start to taste, right? When you start to have the foretaste of how are you going to see, the reward that you're going to receive from CashFX, right? So now, congratulations. So that's another 300 USD that will go to your account. You can open up for anyone in your family, right? Okay, so that is let's give a great applause to all of them who received the giveaway tonight. Okay, and remember, I promise you that every month we're going to have this kind of appreciation, celebration, where we're going to select those highest. Either they purchase a new program, a new package, or they upgrade to the highest, and we're going to reward them with Bitcoin. Can we do that? That would be awesome, right? So I'm waiting. Who is going to hit 100,000 package soon? All right. So I think this is going to be very, very exciting. Anything else, Justin? Anything else you want to say, Luigi? I leave the mic to you to just close it, man.
Well, I'm just going to say thanks everybody. Malaysia, I told you already, it's the third time I come here. It's a beautiful country, beautiful people, and seriously, you are the center of Asia. We have something that we really believe, not only John, but all the leaders that are here really believe in this project as a legacy company, something that is going to be around for many years to come. And you really have the possibility of having thousands and thousands of people under you. And sometimes you have to understand how networking works. You maybe say, yeah, but Luigi, I don't know big team. I don't know that big player. I don't know that big. Hey, it doesn't matter. Maybe you know Susan, your next door neighbor, and Susan sees that you make a little bit of money. She says, what do you do, Luigi? You tell her, well, I want to double my money too, so Susan. Now Susan shares it with Paul, and Paul shares it with Peter, and Peter is a big marketer. Did you know Peter? No. So that's what networking is. You never know who's going to end up in your downline and how much money you can make and how big your teams can grow. And for that, I'm going to let Justin finish it off also.
And I want to add to that, just like this situation here, and like some of you might be thinking, this sounds great for me to make some extra money, but I'm not really going to share this with anybody. I can tell you that I've personally put at least 15 people in the business who told me they will never tell anyone. And as soon as they see how it works, they're like, Justin, I got 10 people over at the house. Can you come explain the program? I'm serious. I'm having a Zoom call with like 4 of my friends. Can you jump on and just tell them how it works? And your leaders will do the same thing. So you have a marketing system, you have Dr. P and John and so many other people that are here to help you get started. There really isn't any reason for you not to. Guys, thank you for coming out. We love you. And we're coming back in like 6 months, so there you go.
Okay, there's still coffee and tea outside, alright? And please don't forget, there are beautiful backdrops that you can take picture. Alright? Don't miss that, man. Take a picture with those backdrop of CashFX, and there are banners around that you can take picture with. Please do so. With that, thank you so much for coming. We have our weekly preview every Thursday. Please check with your leaders, and we look forward of having you in our team. God bless you all. Good night.
Maggie, yeah. Don't go. Take picture. Take picture. But where is the? Come. She don't like to take picture. Come. Well, you said goreng lah. How you know? Founder. Where is the Vincent? Yeah, call him. Wait for what?